Hey YouTube, Prof Sales coming at you with another video, and I thought I would take some time to discuss how my weekend went. I actually went yard sailing for the first Saturday of the season, and it was a great success. I took my partner, my girlfriend, I'm sure she'll want to be known as that, along with me, and we were able to really maximize our time and be very efficient at going through the yard sales and so on. So we hit a couple big church sales right off the bat. There was one that started at 7 and we hit it right at 7 o'clock. We actually got there about 15 or 20 minutes before, so we were in line. We were literally the third person to get in the door. The other sale started at 8 o'clock, and by the time we got done with the first sale, we were able to go over and hit the second one. And then we just went to a big community sale, which had several homes. So I thought I would take a few moments to show you what we got, how much we paid for it, what we expect to make on it, and talk a little bit about the processes of how to be effective at yard sales. Definitely something I'm still learning, but I think I've pulled together a few little nuggets of maybe good advice here that you can incorporate in your own yard sailing. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this is most of the haul from the yard sale. There's a couple more things I have to show you that are not on the table, but as you can see, it's a lot of electronics and items of that such. One of the things that happened at the first yard sale we went to was it was split up into two major rooms of this church, and the one room had electronics. There was a little cubby, and my girlfriend and I actually got in this cubby right off the bat. We just started stacking stuff up that we wanted to get, and then as she would stack things, I would look it up and then decide. And the funny thing is, as we were doing this, people were coming by and trying to take things off of our stack, and we had to keep telling them, oh no, that's mine, oh that's ours. So you really have to come up with a plan. Definitely having a second set of hands really helps out, and it actually helped us quite a bit. We managed to score quite a few deals. Let's start with the biggest one. This Toshiba VCR, you can see here, was $25. Brand new in the box. This thing has a really good rank on Amazon, but it should sell for about $195. So I was super excited to get that right off the bat. Just an easy $170 gross profit right there. This Chronicles of Narnia CD set we picked up for, you can see there, $2. That should actually go for about $20 on eBay. This next little item is something that's really cool. I'm gonna have to do just a little bit of research on it, but it's actually a digital caliper. Some of you may know what that is. I'm kind of familiar with them. Let's see if I can get this box open. Okay, so I got the box open. You can see this is a measuring device that allows you to make really precise measurements. This particular one, it needs a battery. It takes a watch battery, which goes in this compartment right here. And I'm gonna have to order one of those. I didn't see this exact model number yet on Amazon or eBay, but other similar ones, even used, are going for anywhere from $80 to $100. These things are super cool. The directions are in Japanese. A lot of times with these electronics like this, very precise ones that are made in Japan, they usually go for a good premium. So something to think about. This was actually kind of an afterthought. This particular item, as you can see, was only $2. So normally I wouldn't even really thought about it, but once I looked up the brand, I thought, wow, that's really gonna go for some money. So probably, you know, somewhere over around $100, maybe a little less, 80, but still a great return on investment. We picked up this Linksys PCI adapter. Again, it was brand new in the box. This particular one goes for about $30, and as you can see, we paid a whopping $150 for it, so a good deal there. This phone I got very excited about because when I first saw it, I thought it was brand new in the box, and they go for well over $100. But now looking at it a little closer, it looks like the box has in fact been opened and retaped carefully. I'm gonna have to make sure that it works, but we only paid $10 for it. It looks like even used, I can get about $27 for it. So not nearly the profit I thought, but still a decent profit. HP with a toner cartridge, brand new and sealed. You can see there $5. This particular toner goes for about $27, so good profit there. Man, I just love sealed media, don't you? I mean, $250 for these CDRWs. This particular one actually goes for about 15 bucks, so that's a quick flip for 250. Actually, I thought I only paid $1 for that, but it says 250, so either case, still a good profit. Moving across, this OptiFlex Pro CDR cleaning kit. Paid $1.50 for this one. Should sell for 25, so good profit there. Dymo label printer, Dymo label makers. You guys know Dymo is a great name in label makers. Paid $3 for this one, and it's going for 29 with a 300,000 rank. So it might set a little while, but still should go. This Acrobat 5.0 in the bag. This actually has a listing, but it did not have any current offers. So I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that. It was only $2, so I still thought it might be worth something. Someone who needs an old copy, it's still sealed up. This digital car cord adapter, actually just paid $2 for that. And this particular one, let me look at my notes here, actually goes for 29 bucks. So good deal there. Piano for Dummies, still sealed, new in the box. The CD-ROM version, $5. Actually, that one goes for 27. And then finally this LifeCam from Microsoft, also new in the box. And this particular one goes for, just to make sure I got the right total here, this one goes for 37. So again, another good sale there. So lots of good sales. This was all pretty much from the church sale. There was a couple other things from a couple other places, but overall that was from the church. Okay, so also picked up these Skylander Giants. These are actually all still new, sealed in the box. They actually have a pretty good rank. So I actually picked up all 3 of these for a total of $10. And it looks like right now they are selling for about 21 a piece. So $63 total on a $10 investment. And then the last thing is this Rock Band set. This is the Rock Band 2 drums with the pedal, with the microphone. It also comes with the guitar and 2 games, Rock Band 2 and the Beatles Rock Band. I have tried this out, and it's going to be hard for me to part with this because I want to keep it, but at the same time I also want to make money. This entire set was 10 bucks, including the games, including the microphone, including the guitar. The guitar alone could be 60. So I feel pretty confident I'll be able to put this on Amazon for about $110, $115. So again, over 10 times my money on, you know, a $10 investment. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? In the absolute worst case, I figured, well, if any part of it works or any part of it doesn't work and I can't sell it, I'll just keep it and play it, because for $10, man, you can get a lot of enjoyment out of that. A really fun game to play. Haven't played it in several years. The funny thing is I play a real drum set, electronic drum kit, and then when I went back to this Rock Band set, it was a culture shock, and I'm like, man, this thing's got some issues. I'm like, I thought this was the cat's meow back in the day and the best thing ever, but after you play real drums and you play Rock Band, it's just not the same. So everything you just saw there was a total of $88. $88. I'm expecting to gross on all this right around 800 bucks. So, you know, I don't know what I'll net on that, but I figure it'll be close to 500. So my girlfriend and I both did these yard sales. We actually yard sale for maybe just a tad over 3 hours. So for 3 hours time and to net $500, actually 6 hours if you count the both of us, I mean, that's like an $80 an hour return. That's the kind of return you want to get as a reseller. Highly, highly recommend a couple things here. And let me go back to the shot of just me and I will tell you what those are. Okay, so after the day of yard selling, I learned a few things that I will incorporate into my business going forward. The first is to always try to take 2 people. Having that extra set of eyes and extra set of hands makes all the difference in the world. We were able to carry things out, go back for separate trips. She saw things I didn't see. I saw things that she didn't see. It just makes it so much better. So if you can find a partner to help you with yard sales, It's also going to make it so that you can go through the yard sale much more effectively and efficiently. I mean, you could split up if necessary. You can both hit the same sale, so you cut your time in half. You can use all sorts of tricks to to basically make your yard selling more efficient. Another thing I learned was plan your strategy out. I mean, lots of reseller groups will tell you this, and it's absolutely true. Look at the yard sale map for the next day. Figure out the yard sales you want to go to and why. Come up with a plan, and ultimately hit them in some sort of order, not just randomly. I mean, the reality is, if you live in any area that has any sort of size to it, there's probably going to be dozens and dozens of yard sales all over your area now for the next several months. Now, the caveat to that is many of those yard sales may be many, many miles away, and you just can't get to them. It just wouldn't make sense to drive 25 miles to one yard sale at one house. On the other hand, if they're big community sales, especially, I like the affluent community sales personally, where the houses are bigger and have a little more money. I find that for the most part, those people who have money, quote unquote, and live in nicer neighborhoods, they don't give a crap about what they make on their stuff. They look at it as just junk in the way. Yeah, you're going to run into the random person who is in love with their stuff and prices it super high. But for the most part, those people just want to get rid of junk. They're tired of looking at it. They need space for new junk. And a lot of times it's things that weren't even used or were barely used. I mean, I couldn't believe how much of this stuff I found this weekend was new in the package or barely been used. I mean, that makes it so easy for you as an Amazon or eBay reseller just to ship it right into Amazon or take pictures on eBay and list it as new. I mean, you're going to get a premium when it's new. I mean, that's just common sense. So go after the wealthier neighborhoods, in my opinion. I mean, I think you're going to find overall better quality stuff. I did not find any clothes. I did not find any jeans, really, so to speak. The yard sales I went to just didn't have them. They just didn't have them. And there's just very, very little of that. And that's kind of what I've been finding in some of my thrift stores around lately. I haven't been finding quite the inventory levels. So I think maybe just people have purged a little bit for the spring. And now we'll kind of have to wait for that to cycle back through as people buy, new items and then get rid of the old items and so on. So yard sales, I mean, I don't know how you could get a better return on your investment than yard sales. I'm hooked. I'm a believer. I did some of it last year when I was just starting out, but I really didn't have a real plan for what I was going to do and what I was looking for. This year, I'm much more focused. I'm in and out of yard sales very quickly. I mean, there were sales we went to, we walked, from the time we walked up to the driveway to the time we got back in the car was a minute, literally a minute. I mean, there was no reason to just keep digging through stuff if it just wasn't things you were interested in. So, and there's always another one next year. And the other benefit to all this is, if you park strategically, you can hit more than one sale without moving your car. And that's nice too, because you get some exercise, which is always good. It's healthy and reduces stress, gets the body moving, and generally puts you in a better frame of mind. So, consider that too with your yard sale strategy. But the big church sales and rummage sales, those are great because you're going to see multiple bins and selection of items there. The big community sales, I would stay away from, in my opinion, I would stay away from most of the individual garage sales unless in the listing, whether it's on Gasaller or Craigslist or however you found the yard sale, unless there's just something in that listing that you're really, really interested in and you think is worth your time. I mean, to think about it, if you go to a yard sale and you find an item for $2 that you sell for $20, well, that's great. That's $18, gross profit minus your selling cost and so on, which is good. I mean, that's a 10x on your money. But on the other hand, think about if you were at a bigger sale where you didn't have to drive to another sale. Suppose you went to a community sale where you could go to multiple yard sales in the same amount of time it took you to drive to that one sale. $18 is nothing. I mean, you could have made $150 profit in that time, in the same amount of time, if it took you 20 minutes to drive to one sale and 20 minutes to drive back, versus if you just go to a big community sale or a church sale where there's a lot of different people selling things. I mean, you're going to get to see, multiple presentations of product that might work for you in a short time frame. Remember, time time is the enemy here, as my good friend Jason Clark just recently said to me. Time is the one thing that's going to always be, you can't get more of it, and there's no way to produce any more of it. So you've got to think about how to effectively use your time. That's why I would highly recommend when you yard sale, you go to the ones that the big community sales, you're going to hit a lot of different houses at the same time. You go to the church sales, the Roman sales, where there's a lot of different people selling things. And I think overall, you're going to get better results. You're going to be able to see much more stuff a lot quicker, and you'll be able to maximize the amount of profit you make for the amount of time you spend. So, well, I hope this video was helpful to you. There'll definitely be more coming. If you like this video, please hit the like button. It's down below. Also, consider subscribing if you want to get more videos like this straight to your email inbox. Every time I put up a video, you will get a notification that, hey, Prof Sales has another video. You should go watch. And as always, leave me a comment. I like to hear from you guys. I really like to hear when somebody got something out of one of my videos. I mean, that's really the reason I do this. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for, you know, anything other than just to try to help people out with what I've learned. And in doing so, I learn things as well. So it's a great symbiotic relationship there. So definitely leave me comments if you would like to comment on this video. So until next time, this is Prof Sales saying good sales to you.